Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. My name is Graham Richards. My excitement, my exuberance has gone from 3-year-old child to idiot level. Now, why? Because it's an amazing weekend of sport, kickstarting another stanza of incredible sports. I'm really excited about our netball ladies. Obviously, they tasted defeat yesterday, but they are looking good. A mountain to climb in the semi-finals of the World Cup. Then we've got Senegal, Algeria battling it out, duking it out in the Africa Cup of Nations. It is going to be a massive weekend of sport and, of course, Currie Cup action, revealing the young stars of tomorrow ahead of officially the build-up towards the Rugby World Cup. We've got the Rugby Championships just around the corner, and I've got my vixens, my Valkyrie in sports, obviously Cato, Louw and Amy Samuels. I mean, you guys are in the pound seat in the best time to be a sports journalist. Amy, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thank
to
you
the...
for having me.
I want to say welcome to the sisterhood, because I feel it, but we all feel like a part of a sisterhood at the moment, because our netball ladies are dominating. We were joking. Are we going all in for netball? Is that our big ticket this year?
Yes. Well, Coach Noah Plummer said earlier this week, she said that she's an Aussie, but she could hear everyone in South Africa saying, the cricket lost, or the soccer lost, whatever. So it was all on these netball ladies, and they stepped up. Yeah. And I'm fine with the loss yesterday, as long as it's not against the Aussies tomorrow. I'm happy with it.
Completely. I mean, sometimes we've seen this in a World Cup narrative, tasting a bit of defeat, hardening the nerves, getting a bit of backbone can help. What do we need to do to start competing against the traditional top three, the big guns, the Australia, New Zealand, England? We've already proven we can do it against Jamaica, who are there and thereabouts. What do we need to do against Oz?
You know what's interesting is that if you look at the netball system, it's usually South Africa, England, New Zealand, and Australia in the Quad Series. So South Africa's kind of used to playing against them. So if anything, we look quite strong going into the semi-finals.
And not even it's not a professional sport in South Africa. I mean, hello. And we're right there in the semi-finals of the Netball World Cup.
Maybe next time we lead with that. Maybe we lead with that.
That needs to change.
That's
got the talent, depth, coaching, obviously. It's just...
Look, when you're being promised $1 million a pop for the win, maybe semi...
I thought it was the whole team. Everyone's getting $1 million.
Semi-professional ain't such a bad thing, but well done, Talcum, for stepping up. Now, I say that with all due respect. It's an incredibly tough campaign to mount when you're having to fit a lot of the bill yourself. Let's move over to rugby. We will, of course, be Book Fridaying out with the jersey that I got sent.
Hey, I've got mine here too.
My
Don't
picture
worry.
on the back. Currie Cup, awesome. Griquas. Whoa.
No, but it's actually shouldn't be a surprise to everyone. In the Super Sport Rugby Challenge, they won it. They've done it for 2 years consecutively. They're doing very, very well. So those smaller unions, they've been together. They've been practicing while the Oaks were at Super Rugby. So they are a tight unit.
I was going to say, how much Super Rugby fatigue has kicked in?
No, clearly it has,
And you want that because you want the stars to be carrying form from Super Rugby. This is a chance maybe to blood in new players. I mean, we've established you probably won't see new stars knocking on the Springbok door. So how does the Currie Cup fit into this life cycle of rugby this year, do you think?
If you look at, last season, you could kind of see the fatigue in the beginning of the Currie Cup, and then towards the end it started getting exciting because they kind of they pick up their momentum and the fatigue kicks out, So I think it would kind of start the same again. I think it's just something we have to get used to, and eventually it gets better.
Yeah, but also this year, it's such a weird year because it's such a very shortened Currie Cup campaign. It's only 9 weeks, so there's no going back. So every match is basically a knockout match. So you have to move. The turnaround is very quick, and they have to move.
Like an IPL tournament. That's what it's all.
Basically,
All sport this year has felt like one big IPL tournament.
Except the Cricket World Cup.
Come on, man.
We just
Come on, man. We've had one rule. Did you not see the sign on the door as you walked in here? And of course, then it's a great opportunity for like the cheaters and people like that to feel awesome until the Springboks come back into the fold, and then it all changes. Just very quickly, Africa Cup of Nations, Senegal, Algeria. Sane, Mahrez, there are some superstars playing out of Africa. That in itself is inspiring, but finally, we love you. That sign isn't on the door, I promise you. Who's got the edge tonight, do you think?
I want to say Senegal, They're going for their first title. I'm going to go with the underdogs. Their first title. They've been building their side. I think it's since 2015. He's been putting it together very, very carefully, and it's paying off. They're in the finals. So I'm going to go with Senegal. I'm going
to actually go with Algeria. I'm usually an underdog person. But I think because if you just look at like the momentum that the team has had in the tournament itself, I think that alone stands for something, and for some reason, I just think they've got it this time. Since 1990, I think it could be
no ructions. We've still got another segment to do. We're going to be talking Rugby Championship. All right. Yeah, look, I turned into a Djokovic man this year, so I'm definitely one for the underdog. I don't know how that came about.
No,
we are obviously going to delve into the shortened rugby championship, or do we call it the build-up towards the
it's a
Rugby World
warm-up.
Cup?
Yeah.
It's massive. It kicks off this weekend. We're going to put our Bok jerseys on. I actually have it on underneath. I slept in it last night. And we'll get into that in a moment. Ladies, love you. Absolutely awesome.
Thanks, Graham.